Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la, we go. Ooh la la, we. She like, ooh la la, we go. Ooh la la, we. Okay, ooh la la, we. She like, ooh la la, we. She go, ooh la la, we. Like, ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? Y'all now tuned in. Popovich. Popovich TV. That's the show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is definitely, where you been? Over here, we deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews, Popovisms 101, and motivation. If that sound like something you can rock with, then before you Chris Brown to the exit and hit stage left, do the kid a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that notification bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos. And if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I like to start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game, people. And we in the end game because, you know, today on the wake up, like, you know what I mean? Hop up out the bed, like, where's the bread? Fresh on a Tuesday. And happy Tuesday to everybody that's tuned in. You know what I mean? Hopefully your day was a great day. And you know how I like to say on the show on a Tuesday, what you working on, how you working it, and is it working for you? We all is. People out here in the real life, we all is if you figure some things out and you care to, you know, share with us. But we in the end game because today in Brooklyn won tonight. The playing game, we knew they was going to beat Cleveland. We liked the Cleveland with that 9. But today on the subway, New York City, aka Gotham City, aka the borough. Yeah, it was a mass shooting. A lot of people was injured. All praises due to the Most High. Nobody was killed, and a lot of injuries and a lot of confusion and a lot of side eye for me. And like I said, woke up just like y'all. Hop up out the bed. Where's the bread? And you turn on the news and it's like, oh shit, this is crazy, shit crazy. And this may sound, I'm never one to really pull a race card. I believe you get it how you get it. No excuses for nobody. Life hands us trials and tribulations, and it's us for us to navigate and move through whatever we moving through and get it how we gonna get it. Some people make it, and some people don't. Like Hov says, city innocent, half of y'all won't make it, and that's just the facts. But to see that this morning, and this is why I say I don't play the race card, and I'm looking with the side eyes on. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. They said the suspect was black, and like honestly, I'm not gonna say that. Oh, but you're black. That we don't do the most foul shit, especially to our own kind. And I give plenty of scenarios where it's instances where we just do each other the filthiest. Like Tupac said, it's not them that's knocking us off, it's us that's knocking us off. And then like Ghost and Ray on the purple tape, you better become aware or get evaporated. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. I'm just quoting shit with a purpose. I said, damn, the suspect is black? And before you get, in the bunch and get, like black people, again, we know that black people do the most. We know that. I know that. But we don't see it in this fashion. And you know, you don't want to stereotype, but for the most part, a lot of these mass shootings that are taking place over the shit, it seems like mass shootings is the norm now. And fortunately, I never was caught up in these type, but I've been in places where, oh, niggas are shooting in the park, and niggas shooting at the party, and niggas is shooting it up. And nigga, and right, that part. Don't hurt your ears. Listen to what I'm saying. We know that we do these things. I just was on here the other day and said, two brothers was arguing. One brother didn't even know if he wanted to burn him. Like, I'm going to burn this nigga. Quick. Just had KO on the phone. Shout outs to KO. I'm going to be putting up the other audio yesterday. You know, I couldn't get on. It is Ramadan, so shout outs to everybody that's participating, fasting, and trying to have self-restraint in this month. Because like Ho said, it's hard not to kill people. It's like a full-time job not to, right, it's hard. Especially in the month of Ramadan, because people try to test the patience that you say you're working on. You usually see the other doing stuff like this. So when they're like, yo, the suspect is, you know, a black male, you know, when the chief, the police commissioner came on, and I'm getting ready, you know what I mean, to start my day. I said, damn, black though? I said, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of strange, because you just really don't see it in this sense. Not to say that it can't happen. But some other things that I found odd, you know what I mean? Cameras was out. Cameras is out today. And for the fact that they said, you know, at first he put the mask on, like mask on, mask off. And the first thing I thought about when they said he put a gas mask on, I thought of the Uncle Murder album cover, or, you know, the artwork for the 2021 rapper. Got the, you know, he had the big smoke mask. I said, so people that was standing next to him, and again, you know, you could Monday morning quarterback, you could say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And even my own self, I was saying, nah, I don't think I would have that. You don't really know what you're gonna do when push comes to shove and shit hits the fan, you know, proverbially, shit hit the fan. You don't really know what you're gonna do. You do hear a lot of people say, oh, back in slavery, I would have did this and I would have did that. And you don't knock people. I mean, you really never know what people are gonna do. I'm gonna say through some of my experiences, I can say that if I was, you know, depending on what part of the train you're on, you can pick any part of the train. This is for people that's in the New York City area. You live in a, you know, a big populated city, Detroit, Houston, Chicago, where they got the subway system, Atlanta. You see somebody, now, granted, if you one of them people that got your headphones on, you got your head down, and I stopped doing that. Before I get to what I might have done or what I think people should have done, a lot of times we just on our phones and we in the matrix. And I had seen something on Instagram. It was a post, and pretty much everybody was walking to their grave. Like, it's an animated little minute video. And everybody is like this, walking to their grave. Little kids, adults, everybody is just walking with their head down. And as they walking, the grave is dug for them. And pretty much they just falling over. So just to draw the picture for you. I said, damn, a lot of shit do be going on in these New York streets. And just in general, it's not the time and the place to not be alert, to not be aware. And if you watch some of the videos of the, you know, the people who was on the train and the cart that was not attacked, you see everybody rushing off. It was one guy sitting on the headphone, had his head down. Almost everybody was off the train because of what happened in the other cart. He's still sitting there in the matrix, stuck. And so that's what I want to say. You got to keep your head on the swivel. So because of that video that I seen on Instagram, I realized I was one of those people too. Not to the, obviously that's a little extreme. Everybody just walking to their grave. We all born to die, you know what I mean? So we need to live every day like it's your last. But I said, I do fit this. And sometimes when I am outside and I am walking, I might be checking the score. I might be scrolling on Instagram. And I said, I got to stop doing that. And I realized it was a habit that I needed to break. And I'm glad that I broke it. I can say, I mean, I may get a text and still look and get notifications, but I'm not walking down the street like this no more. And when I'm on a train, I'm not like this. You know what I mean? I'm being alert of what's going on. But I say that to say this. Again, I don't know what I would have did if I was there, but I have a strong feeling that if I seen somebody
pull out a gas mask, put it on. Not to say that masks is alerting, because they got us kind of conditioned now. You see people coming with masks, and they're even coming from, you know, where I come from. You know what I mean? This is America, and even all over the world with COVID and all that. Blocks and situations that I've seen, people that I hang around still have those tendencies like, oh, homie is moving too close to us. And you rolling up on the bike with the mask, you rolling up on the car with the mask, people can't identify you right away. Some people be on edge and they get a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. Like, yo, why is homie, you know, why coming up on the bike like that? Because you never know. Now, I don't got no beef. Let's keep it a buck. And I don't have no, meaning like nobody want to do nothing to me that I know about. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do nothing to nobody. I'm not living that life. And even when I was in ignorance and doing a lot of dumb shit, carrying burners and, you know, doing stuff, I didn't have no beef with nobody. I just was doing stuff out of ignorance, out of being young, out of thinking I got to prove something to somebody, and trying to navigate through life. You know what I mean? But I never really had beef with nobody. So I'm saying that to say, people that may have done things to people, when you roll up with a mask, you know, especially when this stuff first kicked off. So I only say that to say, you see somebody with a mask on, or they get on the train without a mask, then they forget, go in their pocket like, oh shit, you know what I mean, I got to put my mask on. But that's different than pulling out a whole gas mask, because it's big. Like I said, the first thing I thought of was the Uncle Murder album cover with the big ass gas mask with the two things right here. When you see that, all right, cool. If you in range, if you sitting right there on the train next to him, rocking back and forth, or you standing up, because I'm assuming you had to have his back, you know, where nobody can come behind him. You see him put the mask on, right? Mask on, mask off. Then you see him go in the bag and pull out a gas can, and you're just going to just stand there. That part, I don't think I would have just stood by for that. Now, again, I just did a video, and I said in the Islamic tradition. So that's what I follow to the best of my ability. I'm not perfect. I have flaws. For the people in the back, I'm not perfect. And nobody is. It's said that if you see a wrong and you can physically do something, you to reach out and stop that wrong from being done. If you can't reach out, then you to say something about it. Make your voice be heard. And if you can't speak out, then the least that you could do is hate it within your own heart. You don't condone it in your heart and be like, yeah, this is the norm, so I'm cool with that. Understand? So I'm saying, yeah, if I would have seen the mask first, then you going in the duffel bag or whatever bag he had, the book bag, and they said that the bag was left at the scene. Now you pulling out a gas can. I think, oh, you're going to get rushed. I think I'm going to do something because I think my life might be in jeopardy now. And then you put the mask on, you bust the canister open, and then here go the shots fired. I should have had the purge mask going tonight. Here go the shots fired. 10 people injured. First they were saying 5, then it was 10. Not 1, not 2, not 3 like LeBron, who's not in the playoffs. 29 people injured. You know what I mean? Some in critical. And then they hit us with the black man. I said, damn, this shit is crazy, crazy. Shit crazy. All while the man is on COVID restriction, right? Like, as soon as when he got his 100th day in, you test positive. And that's why I said, I look with the side eye. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Everything is not a conspiracy. Everything is not. But some things you do, or at least me, I'm just not with the blinders on. I just don't go with everything that they say, right? And so I said, damn, black. But this is the last part that's wild crazy to me. Getting past the fact that he black. All right, maybe somebody woke up disgruntled, mental health. Maybe they, you know what I mean? Like maybe this is the day that a black man, like you ain't go to the precinct, you ain't go to the courts, you ain't pull some DMX, heard you motherfuckers was looking for me. Here I am, now you niggas coming with me. Like you ain't going to the precinct to do that, and I'm not saying do that. Don't misconstrue the words. I'm just saying, like, if it's a black person, they probably could have some gripes and some, you know, some grievances, some, you know, bones to pick. Not with regular innocent people going to work every day, hating their job, stuck in the matrix. You probably want to take it out on some authoritative type of figure. That's all I'm saying. So it seems a little odd. You know what I mean? It just seems a little odd. But this is the last kicker. And then we're going to talk about some other stuff because there's a lot of stuff trending. I'm actually waiting for a phone call to come in and then I got to make moves. You know what I mean? Got it on vibrate. Let me just set it right here.
The last thing is this, outside of the cameras being shut off today. So if you're from New York, you know that in the Times Square, where the one, I believe it's One Plaza, that's the headquarters. That's like Optimus Prime, Transform. That's the brain of all of the cameras everywhere. That's how they're able to catch the dude that shot the girl in Wendy's on 125th, follow him to Brooklyn. Easy, easy. That's how they're able to catch people and, follow the camera. And I spoke about this. The Eagle Eye, the movie. The cameras is off today. The brain is saying, he wore a Graves sweater and he had the MTA on. It just seems like it's all, you can't catch him. You ain't catch him yet. That's what's like looked at with the side eye. And this is what I believe is going to come down the turnpike. New York is already, New York State, New York City, whether you believe it or not, whether you pro police. And again, I'm not saying I never was on that defund the police, because you do need police, even though they come after the fact. They never really come before the shit pops off. They come after the fact, then they do their investigation, et cetera, et cetera. It's already been a police state, in my opinion. And this is obviously somebody that's been on the criminal side, so I am a little biased, even though I have people in the force, people in the military. You know what I mean? Shout outs to all the men and women that serve, and they serve well. You can't see, you can't catch the person, right? And the thing is, this is what I think is going to come. They saying, you can't put metal detectors in every train station, right? And that would definitely be false. New York is 100, it's a billion people. You're not going to be able to probably do that to that extent. But remember the movie Total Recall? It wasn't like a metal detector. It was more like a whole body scan where you could see the skeleton of the people. And then we already know that they got vans that, have the technology where they see the heat sensor of weapons and stuff like that. Like they actually have this stuff and may not be known to a lot of people, just like they got the thing in the tower where the gun pop off, it pings off and it gives an approximate or an exact location of where that gun was popped at. That's how they're able to come so quick. And it's all technology. This shit is all Ultron. You know what I mean? Like this shit is all, not Ultron, Jarvis. This shit is all connected and Tony. You know what I mean? What I think they're going to do, because metal detectors, they too bulky, they too big, they probably can put a body scanner to where when you go through, whatever the eagle in the sky is, they can, see what's on your person. They probably do it that way and say, hey, we don't really want to infringe upon your, your privacies and all that. You may have stuff in your bag, because also too, it's random. Like you may go in the train station, have a bag, and you may be doing something, and you could randomly get caught. Like come out, I've been knocked on the humble, like 50 Cent. I've been on the blocks with the humble. I've been knocked on the humble. You can humbly be going down, go to Brooklyn, go to Queens, and be doing something, and randomly get pulled over by the police. So let me check your bag, and then you got shit in your bag. They don't do it to everybody, but they probably could put a big, something that you just gotta walk through without, you know what I mean? And then that gives a whole scan of your body down to the skeleton. That's probably not radiation. You know what I mean? That's the big thing that's happened. I hope they catch whether he black or not. I hope whoever did it get caught. I also hope it's not a ploy or a tactic to, out of chaos comes order, and they implement new things to infringe upon us more. You know what I mean? And there's nothing you really could do about it. So I hope they catch him. Hope they catch him quick before he do anything else. But I just thought it was odd that he got away. It's some movie shit. Tell me it's not no movie shit. That's some movie shit. You come out, shoot the train up, and get away. Like you can't even come outside and lick shots and get away on a normal day. Sometimes you get away for a little bit, but even the fact that he got away to this part, that's what the side eye to me is. And then when you get gas, I mean, like I know niggas got burners, and you see the shorty that killed herself. Rest in peace to her cousin. What was her name? Paris killed herself with the Glock with the drum on it. So we know people could get weapons even though they're not made here. Like Nino Brown said, we know ain't no coke and poppy fields made in here. Like we know this. This is we know this already. People could get their hands on little things, but gas canisters and all that, I just find it odd. I mean, I find it odd and I find it strange. But let's get to Cam damn Newton. Let's talk about Cam real quick. It's another
topic that came out today, or maybe yesterday or whenever, and it's trending hard because the woke people, the females, the feminine, whatever category you want to put it, right? First of all, no biasness on this side. I try to call it like I see it. No matter what the situation is. Honestly, I pride myself on that. And that's why I say authentic, that feeling, like, you know what I mean? Authentic. Without what you see is what you get. And I let it be known if I'm biased. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of looking at me. I'm a man, obviously. But I still don't see anything that he said wrong. One, he comes from a great background. Like his moms and his pops was married for almost 40 years. Let's give a round of applause. Like, not for the assholes and the scumbags like Kanye. You know what I mean? Let's toast to the assholes. Let's toast to his moms and his pops was able to keep it together and raise a good young man. Obviously, you know, didn't really get caught up in that. I think besides the Auburn or stealing or whatever out, you know, whatever little incident he had, pretty much that's really it. Then he had the other incident speaking with the reporter when she was like, well, talking about running routes. And he was like, I think it's funny that, you know, hear a female talking about running routes. Because y'all not out there running routes. That's like the only really hiccup that he really had. Like LeBron, he's kind of pretty much spotless. But I say that to say he's a fine, I was going to say young man, but he's a fine man and a good role model to my knowledge. I don't know him personally. I don't think that what he said, anything was wrong. And then, you know, it's also funny that the people that's, you know, mad and up in arms and Bill O'Reilly, you only rally me up. He also said men need to be men. And nobody's saying nothing about that. That's fine. He said that. Like that's like the undercard to the big bout. And it's also like with Kevin Samuels said, you know, or Ben saying, it's like, I've been talking to men for 6 years on YouTube. Ain't hear nothing. People ain't care if I was gay, whether I was the bottom, the top. You know what I mean? They ain't care what school I went to. They ain't care what high-end store I was trying to get clients from to get them to let me dress them up on some image consulting shit. They didn't care about that. Soon as when I start talking to women and telling them shit that they didn't want to hear, then I became public enemy number one. Like number one. Then all of a sudden everybody care. And it's like, he said stuff towards men. But back to what got everybody mad on Twitter and Sarah Spain, and again, I told y'all she blocked me, right? After the Deshaun Watson, I went on her page. And sometimes I get triggered too. I'm human. I mean, I lose frame a little bit. Like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Ooh. And I had commented on the Deshaun Watson. I commented on the Kobe because if you remember, after Kobe passed, rest in peace to the Black Mamba. You know, she came out with some real disparaging comments about him freshly after he passed. Just like, you know, Dwayne Haskins and Adam Scheffler and the other dude from the other podcast. Real, you know, like backhand stuff that really shouldn't need to be said after he just passed. Let's let the passing pass first. Let's get some of the grieving out. Let's be respectful to the family like you would want somebody to be respectful to your family that just passed. So I commented on her page and she blocked me, but I wasn't following. I just went on there and was just like, yo, you bugging out, Kobe, woo, woo, woo. And she blocked me. But people like her, even I seen on the news channel, like even the news is talking about Ken. Like, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you listen? There's nothing wrong with what he said. He said, if you about your business, you still should know how to cater to your man. Just like if a man is doing what he needs to do, he still needs to know how to cater and please his woman. You know what I mean? And satisfy needs, not just intimately. I'm talking about overall, on the whole, like a circle. He still needs to know how to do that. If you can't, then it's really incomplete. So that's all he was saying is like, it's a lot of talk. Like I hear you talking about boss chick this, boss bitch that, but you can't cook, you can't clean. He didn't say that that's strictly for gender, like, you know, because you're a woman, you have to know how to clean and cook and use some servant. He didn't say that. And I say this, y'all know I was married, and I come from a family of people that's married now. My mom's, you know, been married over 25 years, been together for over 32 years. My grandmother, been together over 27 years, married almost 30 years. Like my aunt, I got almost, you know what I mean? So I come from that. I have a good example. And so I follow that, even though at the time I wasn't ready. But even then, my ex, before we get married, first week, cooked me up something. You know what I mean? Showed me she nice in the kitchen. And then obviously we ended up getting married. Ooh. The lady I'm with now, shout out to kids. First week, brown stew chicken with the rice and peas on the side. Like, yeah, you're going to get some of this goodness. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you lesser. And I know we in the era of, independent and power to the people, and we all equal, even though we're not. You know what I mean? We're not. You shouldn't be riled up. And then the thing is, too, you got, I could read some of the comments, but it's for what? If that's not what you're not about that life, about cooking for no man and cleaning after no man, then cool. Don't do it. Nobody's making you do it. Ain't nobody wiping you up if you're not doing those things anyway. But the people that's telling you that they're not doing it, the Cardi B's, we see the Instagram post with Offset sitting down and she was sweeping the living room or doing whatever she was doing, and he was like, yeah, she told y'all she don't be cooking clean, and she lied to y'all. We forget that? Like, he was like, she lied to y'all. And you just believe anything you hear. You take anything for face value. We see the Nicki Minaj's, they married, or at least she was. And then we see obviously what type of guy she married. You know what I mean? And the thing is, people is telling you one thing, but they're doing another. So ain't that somebody that you probably should look at like, you telling me to not eat meat, but you're not a vegan. That's why people that's vegan, they champion hard. Like, yo, look what I did to my body. Look what I did to my mindset. My skin is clear now. My health is better. You should do the same thing. They're not telling you to, do opposite what they're doing. They're telling you to do what they're doing. I mean, it only makes sense. And, a lot of times we throw these cliches, make it make sense, and play stupid games, get stupid prizes. So it's like, yeah, the catering and you part, nothing wrong with that. Obviously, Destiny Child and, was a big song back in the day, Cater to Your Man. Everybody loved the song, men and women. But then recently, I think maybe a few months ago, probably like a few months ago, it was trending again. Because this generation now, maybe they just heard the song. Maybe they don't like the song, but it was trending because people was like, I'm not catering to no man. And women was really dead ass, had this shit trending because they felt opposed to the song. Like, all right, if that's not you, that's not you. Like, you can take it back and you can say when Babyface, when he was singing, I'm going to come home and I'm going to cook your dinner, I'm going to wash your clothes, I'm going to make love to you, and I'm going to do all this shit after I come home from working 7, 8 hours, 10 hours a day. Like, woo! That was simping ain't easy. Not pimping ain't easy, simping ain't easy. And it's like, you're going to do all that after you finish a whole construction job? After you drove the bus for 8 hours, 12 hours? Shouts to my cousin. You know what I mean? New York City's finest. You're going to do all that after you come home and that's you? I hear you, but it's just a song. Be humble, sit down. It's not that serious. Not to have this shit trending. There's so many other things that we could have trending that really need to be addressed and really need to shine a light on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's your birthday time, like, shine a light on them. It's a lot of other things that we could shine a light on as a community, and but you're black. But we worrying about a man talking about a woman need to know how to cater to their man. And the song that came out called Cater to Your Man is got people in the uproar. It's just stupid. It's really ignorant, it's stupid, and the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. And speaking of Destiny Child, that's my thoughts on that. It's like, I'm not going to really get into all that. It's like, if you can't cook, cool. Just say you can't make no boiled eggs. All right? We get it. That's not your expertise. But we know what you can do and what women been doing for the last, 20%, half a century, at least a quarter of a century. And it's like, people want you to put your clothes on is wrong. They're looked at as trying to be controlling, try to suppress and oppress. And the people that want to take everything off and it's all for sale is looked at as empowering. It's like, it don't even make sense. It's like, like somebody telling you to use drugs and you know what I mean? And one person telling you to use drugs. It's like, come on. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And you could clearly see that it don't make sense. I'll give you something else. No, let's get to this other story first, then I'll give you something else. Let's get to the Solange, right? Solange, Destiny's Child, not Destiny's Child, but Beyonce's sister. You know what I mean? And today, April 12th, 2004, I came home from Sing Sing. So this is like an anniversary every year on the 12th. You know what I mean? After doing my time in prison, y'all, and I talked about it on the channel. Y'all know I'm not an angel. But this is the day. Came home like the king of New York from Sing Sing. I remember coming home and seeing the video. I'm a soldier. I mean, or I need it, so whatever. Yeah, a soldier. Destiny Child. And Solange was in the video, chopping it up with one of my friends on the block and shit. I ain't gonna say her name. We was just kicking in the house and the video came on. You know, when you locked up, you don't get to see a lot of stuff. So I still was soaking up a lot of stuff that I didn't see. Like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Heard the song and all, see the video now. And at the end, you know, you can see Solange with the baby. I think her son name is Daniel Jewels, right? Got his father's last name. In the video, they all smiling, and I was just like, you know, I like the song, I like Lil Wayne part and all that, and the song, you know, I liked it. Like a lot of people like, especially women. I need a soldier. You know what I mean? I need that street nigga in that. You know what I mean? Not Russell Wilson. I need a soldier. And I'm being funny when I say that, because he is the poster child. Go see the other video I did on him. Still would love to know what he think of all everybody using him as the poster child. But he in the video, they dancing. I was, you know, just like random, I mean, fresh home. You know what I mean? After all this time. I'm like, damn, why they promoting that? Like, you know what I mean? That's not really the image they need to be promoting, having, you know, baby, she was 17, right? And the baby father, can't get his name right now, he was 19. So now it's like reverse, because was she in the news? Because her son, Jewels, he's 17, and he got a 19-year-old pregnant, allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of. We don't know yet. Definitely get the DNA test. Definitely get the DNA test. Paternity test should be mandatory. I know that burned a lot of people's ears, but a lot of men think so. And obviously, we know why. Because it's mommy's baby, daddy's maybe. That's why men think it should be mandatory. And as a person, I have no kids. You know what I mean? Biological. Even though I helped raise a couple of small boys. I think it should be mandatory. Why not? You already got the baby, and as soon as the baby come out, woo was like a swap, you know what I mean? Just do it right then and there, and all parties is happy. You know what I mean? People always, well, who gonna pay for that? And who the tax dollars? Who cares? Just get it done, get it out the way, and now you know. He's trending because he got a 19-year-old pregnant, maybe kind of, sort of, right? But the kicker is, she's a fans-only model. Like, oh, say it ain't so. Like, no. Like, ooh. And I'm being funny and hyping it up. And I just did a video on fans-only, back pages, all these services, streetwalkers, because it's accepted now. Like, you know what I mean? At one time, it was looked at with the side, and it was frowned upon. Now it's championed. And we're going to get into another quick story after I give my thoughts on this. So it's like a lot of people was some of the channels that I seen. Y'all know I be running through these YouTube streets, running through these YouTube alleyways, and they should have never let me in. And I'm still asking, like, I'm here now. A lot of channels was blaming Solange, and obviously the son is living with the father. You know, I guess he got majority of the custody. It's not joint, or however it goes. He's living with the father, which is a good thing. It should be a great thing, because boys need their fathers to show them how to go from boys to men, like the group, Boys to Men. She taking a lot of flack, and although she does deserve some of the blame, because you had a baby when you was young, you was just 17, although they got married, and I think they divorced now. At least they did tie the knot, and she did get him to put a ring on it, and he made an honest woman out of her. So kudos to them for trying to do it right, even though it was after you was pregnant. Shotgun marriage. I'm blaming the father totally. And then, you know how they say on the sports show after the, you know, the game is over, well, who gets most of the blame? Like, you know what I mean? When they giving their opinions, here's my opinion. If the pie was 100%, like a circle, I'm giving him 90.9% of the blame. And I'm gonna just give her one. And this is why. I just did a show on Boys in the Hood. Yeah, the Boys in the Hood and our hoods, but also the movie and what it was about. And you have Fury, you know, take his son in, TraiN, African booty scratcher, TraiN, Lion Tray about getting buns from Shorty getting out the car with them white spandex on, looking like, you know what I mean, the Snackington. When he was cutting his son hair, you know, he like, guess he felt he was feeling himself a little bit too much, and asked him like, man, like, yo, you fucking? Like, you boning? Was what? And then that's when he went into the lied to his father. I guess he didn't want to feel like he probably should have been doing it, or I guess he didn't know how his father was going to take it, so he lied because he didn't get no buns from Shorty. He made the story up about the parents coming in while they was at church. And he jumped out the window. For those that may be a little young, you didn't see Boys in the Hood. Great movie, and it's not about really the boys in the hood. It's when you watch it now as an adult. Now you watch it so many times. It's about a father saving his son from the hood, and you can see at the end of the movie, he was really the only one that survived because he had a father in his life. So for Jules to be living with the father, that's great. That's kudos. Let Solange live her best life. Why you ain't talking to this man about condoms, women in general, and fans only? Like, not only did you get somebody pregnant, but you got a fans only. And again, that's not the dirtiest thing in the world. But it's like, I'm not dealing with nobody that's fans only. That's a sex worker. That's a street walker. And I don't want none of my little nephews, none of my little cousins dealing with nobody that's involved in that. Because it's a little low level. Like Slick Rick said, now come along. We have a party to attend with some real mature women and some more of our friends. Are you dealing with this? That's a scally. That's low of the low. And you don't have to agree with those opinions of me. Pop up his TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash the notification bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. These are my thoughts, and yeah, I'm sticking to it. 10 toes down. You can have fun with it if that's what you want to do. You want to be like Hakeem coming to America and sow your royal oats, then do you. Pregnancy to a fans only. And then when you look at some of the text messages that they was going back and forth, and again, they're both teenagers, even though she's 19. She got 2 years. So the reverse, like life is a circle. Your mom's was 17, your pops was 18. Now you 17, your girl is 19. How coinky dink is that? Just think about that. How things come back around, like Slick Rick said. And if you smoke crack, your kids will smoke crack tomorrow. So be more mature, and kids, do your chores. Make your own money. Hey, be proud that's yours. Full circle. But Dad, where are you? Any good men around? Like any father figures around? Bro, how you let your son knock up some joint at 17? Now again, for the people in the comments, like, you can raise your kids, and when they get to a certain age and they become who they are, it is what it is. You're really just more like a counselor, and you're giving counsel. As a person with no kids that helped raise some kids, and 2 boys at that. That's true to a degree. But I know from when I was coming out, even though we still end up doing bad shit, you're going to do it outside of this house. You're not going to be bringing girls in this house boning them. But some moms, somewhere along the line, we got to, being how they're going to be boning anyway, I'm going to let them bone in the house. Being how they're going to smoke weed anyway, they can smoke weed in the house. And oh, by the way, I'm going to smoke with them. I'm going to smoke with them. Instead of saying, nah, negative, dub that. How the kids say? That's a dub. You're going to do that outside. You're going to learn today. Pops, where you at, man? I'm really disappointed in the Pops, and I'm really disappointed in a lot of the dudes that's in some of these comments blaming the moms. Yeah, she gets some of the blame. But you living with Daddy, ain't you? You living with Daddy? Why he not talking to you about women, and especially the state that we living in now? Like, we under siege. We under siege. How you not talking to him, having these one-on-one conversations about women, drugs, condoms, babies? Like 18 years? 18 years, she got one of your kids, got you for 18 years. Like, bro. And again, when you look at some of the back and forth they was doing, she like, nobody clout chasing. And, I guess he said something to the effect like, yeah, my mom's kind of did it, but she didn't really have the eyes on her like I got the eyes on me. I think he was kind of feeling himself a little bit too much. How she is Solange, and she was Beyonce's little sister, and she was in the Soldier video. So I believe she had eyes on her. But again, they got married. They wanted to be together. You, on the other hand, no job from what they saying. I mean, and then who got a job? I mean, you only could be really working at T-Mobile, Target, Applebee's, Foot Locker. I mean, at 17, this is the stuff that you're doing. Cleaning the house, still getting chore money. If you ain't sign up and get those work papers at 14, You don't have no income. You don't know who you are. You're still masturbating and doing a lot of dumb shit, a lot of ignorant shit. You probably still think farting in front of your friends and laughing is cool, depending on your maturity and the level you at. And obviously, everybody's on different levels, but daddy, where you at? Where are you? It's very disappointing to see that, you know, she's not getting it. So don't think she's getting no terminations. Because you can see she like, I don't really need your money. I already made bans on fans only. So the thing is too, you dealing with fans only. We know what that's about. That's pretty much not everybody. So you know you got to put that little caveat in and say, all right, everybody is not selling buns on fans only. I get that. You even have men on. You had Tommy Sotomayor on fans only, even though he did start doing, from what I hear, you know what I mean, hardcore content. But everybody on there is not. Fat Joe was on there. Him and DJ Khaled, they were showing them playing basketball. So everybody that's on fans only, yes, is not for hardcore sexual content. I get that. But it may be a small percentage of the people that's just using it, you know, for their fans and, you know, in that type of way. You want to buy my music, you want to get some dope artwork, you want to get some beats or something like that. We know for the most part, it's women on there that jumped off Backpage, that jumped off all these other sites that I'm fully experienced in. To leave it at that. Did a video on that. Go see the other video I did. They selling buns. So why are you, you know, dealing with a woman on that level at 17 where she could possibly be, you know, sexing other men, getting money for it? And in the texts, as you see, that she put on blast, because he didn't put these texts up, she did. She putting you on blast like I done made 100 bands, or no, I'm not 100 bands. She already had 100,000 followers, and she already had followers. So she like, I'm not looking for clout, and I'm not looking for your money. When you're gonna be a single baby moms, because what is he gonna do for you? Like, you know what I mean? What is he gonna do for you? And this is the call I was telling y'all I need to make. Let me just text him real quick. Custom. No, he'll call back. What is he gonna do to take care of the baby? No money. Yeah, you in a well-known family. You got a good lineage. Your auntie is Beyonce. Your mom's a Solange. You know your uncle is Hove. But what are you gonna do? And now she's gonna keep the baby. Let's say she keep the baby, because she said she's gonna keep the baby. Then there was another little comment like, yeah, I'm not gonna play nice with you and let you get away with what you was doing to the other girl. So maybe he's a player from the Himalaya at 17, and he just out there, you know what I mean, skeeting or doing whatever he's doing. But again, daddy, pops, like, you know what I mean, like Fury, what are you doing? What up, my guy? What are you doing? Why are you not talking to your son? Telling him that he needs to protect his seed. That once you give it away, you have no say-so in what they decide to do. My body, my choice. Because he was pretty much texting him like, yo, what you gonna do? Taking that plan B? You on the bat line with it? Do I need to come to the office with you? And, you know, obviously I didn't experience that 3 or 4 times. I ain't got no kids, and it's like I wasn't ready, and the persons that I ended up getting pregnant, they agreed. It's like, yeah, we're not going to be together, or it's not, you know what I mean? So why bring a child into the world, repeat the same cycles, you know what I mean? And baby mother, you know, campaign, you know what I mean? The campaign is the campaign, like, you know what I mean? That's heavy in the streets these days. Like, yeah, I could do it all by myself. I'm just really shocked now if the pops talk to him. So let me just say this too, before I get to this next story, because I told you I gotta go. If his pops did talk with him like, son, sit down, just like Fury did in the Boys in the Hood. Listen, you gotta use a Jimmy hat. You gotta make sure she on the plan B. You can try to pull out and do all that. Once you get a woman pregnant, this is over. That's it. You 17 until the child is 18, you stuck, and you're gonna pay child support. And if you don't got it, you could go to jail, you could lose your license, your check's gonna get garnished. Like, men need to have these conversations with younger men so we can bring them along from being boys to men. If not, they're only gonna make the same mistakes some of y'all made, same motherfuckers crying. Then you say, yeah, his mom's and his pops not together to my knowledge. Although they was married at that young age, they not together now to my knowledge. That's why he's living with the father and they're not together. They're not together, to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, then drop it in the comment. That's you the perfect example. Use yourself. That's why I always use myself, and I never sugarcoat, especially when I'm talking to my little cousins and my little nephews. I never sugarcoat about my criminal past, shit that I did. I may not get into all, just like on the channel. I'm not going to divulge everything about myself. This is, you know what I mean? Everything is not for public consumption, and my life is not all for sale. Like I plainly say, it's all for sale. Everything with me is not all for sale. But the stuff that I do want to talk about, then you're going to hear about it if you tune in. I got a story you want to hear, here you go. I tell them straight up, like, yeah, prison, you see this. Streets, you see this. Men do this. Women do this. I don't sugarcoat it. I keep it real with them. Like we always say, you keep it real, you keep it buck. And Jada said, you ain't got to lie, just keep it real with me. Just keep it 100 with me. You have to keep it real with them so that they can know what they're up against. And then you see people, I'll never forget the comment, 67 or 8-year-old man was married for 30 years, divorced, wife took damn near everything. He like somebody, I forget what video I was watching that the comments was under. It might have been Coach Greg Adams. Shout outs to the Coach gang. He was like, I wish I would have known some of this stuff when I was in my, teens or early 20s, definitely my 30s. And I spent damn near my whole life working, pension. She getting all this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like Kanye said, when she leaves, she taking everything except the kitchen sink out. She going to clean. You going to the cleaners and you only going to get some socks. You're going to get some socks. You might get some Fruit of the Looms. You might get a t-shirt. And that's it, bro. And you're going to get cleaned out depending on how much you worked and build yourself up. If he did tell us something, still with a knucklehead, maybe her box is good. Who knows? Maybe broke. Who knows? It's unfortunate and he's going to pay. But this should serve as a lesson to everybody else that, that's not famous like him. He's famous. His family is famous. For my little cousins and people like that, they're not famous because Uncle Leon is not famous. Uncle Lee ain't famous. You're going to just have to lay in that bed and hold it down. And at a young age, it is what it is. I want to get to this other story because I seen this shit. This shit was crazy, crazy. Dealing with fans only. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I did screen record it because I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Where shit at? Or is it in my other phone? It might be in my other phone, the one that I'm recording on. All right, anyway. And if the story is fake, it's fake. I don't think it's fake. I think it's in this phone that I'm recording on. It's not in this phone. Anyway, allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, it's a 13-year-old boy. His mom's is 33, so that means she had him at 20, young. And she's a fans only model, fans only actress, sex worker, street walker for the streets. She's on fans only. He didn't know she was on fans only. Obviously, how would he know, right? Moms ain't telling your 13-year-old son that mama for the streets and I'm out here shaking my ass for cash, sending feet pictures for hundreds of dollars. He don't got a Twitter account either. I guess she's strict in that department, but his friends do. And she promotes her fans only on her Twitter account with the link below. Like, hit the link below. So he said, he's a big kid. He gets bullied at school. And I know what it's like to get bullied until you get your ass whipped enough. And then you don't have it no more. And then you have to fight back. That's just reality. That's life. Take your lumps and then you give them out. He said, I get picked on a little bit, but it's bearable. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be him, a letter he wrote or whatever. And somebody was reading. That's why I recorded it. I was going to play it. But the person is reading a letter. And I wish I had it so I could have word for word. He like, but it's bearable. You know what I mean? I could deal with it. But one day I go to school. This is the kicker. One day I go to school. All the kids is looking at me, like the boys in my class is looking at me. And then one of them was like, yo, guess what I got? And they showed him a picture of his mom's naked. This is what they fighting for. They fighting to take it off for everybody to see. And I told y'all the gym stories. I mean, it's like some of these outfits are like, bro, come on now. You coming to work out, or you sending, decoded messages for people to hit you in the locker room and pass you a number. Like, what is it for? You know what I mean? Like, you're not coming to work out. Clearly, you clearly not coming to work out. Show him a picture of his mom's naked. Cries or, argue, whatever. goes home, talks to his mom about it. Mom, guess what happened in school today? You know what she tells him? Mommy job is like being a bank worker or a bus driver or something to that effect. It's just a regular job. This is what they fighting for, and this is why the fabric of the community, especially in the black community, I mean, I'm sure it's happening in these other races, but I'm black. I'm just a little light-skinned. You know what I mean? I'm on the light-skinned side. So I really kind of focus on the community. When I walk out, who I see, who I'm interacting with, my family, and the stuff that I got to deal with, my community time. Oh, but you're black. It's wreaking havoc on us. For women that's champion, like, you know, it's really, if you would be considered a dirty man at one point in time when you want to take women's clothes off and, you know, be on some Persia. But now when you're like, nah, dress up more, you know, cover yourself. You are an oppressor, and you oppressing because women is fighting for the rights to take it all off, to sell it, to do whatever the fuck they really want to do. And I know I'm faster, but that's really what their attitude is. Let's keep it a buck. That's what their attitude is. Any pushback on that, you a misogynist, you a woman hater, do you love your mom, or something along those lines. And it's like, dang, 13-year-old boy. If the story is true, right? I mean, we know we put stuff on the internet for learning purposes, and some of that shit don't be true. But true or not true, just think about that. 13, 14, 15, whether you 16. You know how boys be. So especially if you're in the 16, 15 range, you're probably looking at porn. Probably experimenting. You're telling your friends you know how to do stuff that you don't. You know, y'all know how it is to be adolescents. We be lying. You know what I mean? Some of us, you know, I know people when I was in high school that got girls pregnant and ended up having kids, etc. So people are doing things, but for the most part, you're really not. You know what I mean? You're just lying about it. You're lying on your privates. If you're 16, 17, and your mom's is 34, 35, 37 doing this, no consideration. No, don't even care. She told us like a regular job. Suck it up. Suck it up. Just imagine how Stephen A. would say the unmitigated gall, the audacity of some of these women to just, you don't have no regards for your son, his life, his bulliness, his social experiment going through high school, then ultimately, high school, junior high and all. You have no regards for that. No regards, because it's just a bag to you. You just get in the bag. You know what I mean? Being the fans only. At least have some what's the word I'm looking for? Cover it up. That's not the word I'm looking for, but just discretion. That's the word I'm looking for. Have to put a fake name, a fake page, and put your whole body in your face where little boys is looking. I don't know how they got on Fans Evo. The link was in their Twitter page. It's just messed up. It really is, and it's embarrassing. You see TikTok, you see some of these kids' moms doing the mostest. They are part of the mostest show. They the hostess of the mostest. And I'll get into this last little small thing I got to get out of here. This is dealing with morals. It's dealing with upbringing, and it's dealing with Islam. So it's a saying, or it's a tradition that says, for those that believe in heaven and hell, this is something to think about. Because this is years ago that this saying was said. And now you fast forward where we at now. Just think about this. It says if you have 2 daughters, 3 daughters, and you can raise them to be pious, good women, you take care of them, you clothe them, you nurture them, but ultimately you raise them to be good, pious women. When you die, like when you out of here, when you out of here, when your TV get turned off, you guaranteed paradise. Just think of that. Nothing is guaranteed, even though I get on here sometime and I say, put your money on such and such, that's a guaranteed win, and I put my money on because that's your money, son. Just think about that. Nothing in life is guaranteed, but people plainly say death and taxes. Where you go after that, nobody knows. But just think of this. Years, centuries ago, whenever these sayings were said, they said if you a man and you have 2 daughters, I don't know why it's 2 and not 1, or even 3, and you can raise them to be good, pious women. When you die for doing that great job, you guaranteed paradise. And again, if you don't believe, then you can it doesn't matter. But just think of the wisdom in that. And then you think of today. And just because you naked don't mean you're not a good person. You know what I mean? So I don't, you got to watch it. But you say, damn, women is fighting to keep their clothes off. For the men that want them to put the clothes on. Who's right and who's wrong? And then you say, damn, so how hard would it be now to raise a female child, a human being, as a woman, to be pious and be good in today's society? When Nicki Minaj is out there, Cardi and Megan and Fans Only and Backpage and this and that and Twitter, and every time you look around it's, come on, baby, come on, baby. Like, she got the bends and then she bends over and spreads the skins. Like, it's hard to do that because society as a whole is ripping the fabric, especially attacking the women. They're attacking the men too in different ways. Masculinity and all this other alphabets and all that. But just think about the women and the stuff that they fight for, that they going hard for. They're going to get you canceled for saying certain things. And think about those sayings of what a wise man said. If you can raise pious women, then when you die, you're going to get paradise. Meaning the opposite, if you raise them and they for the streets, so they're just crazy, you did a bad job. And it's looked at as you did a bad job. Your kid, if you raise sons and they getting everybody pregnant and they selling drugs, they shooting up and they killing people, people going to say you failed as a parent, even though when a child gets to a certain age, yeah, they become their own people. They're going to do what they want to do too. But the thing is, what was you teaching initially before they stepped out on their own and said, nah, I know you was teaching me to go to church, to keep a long dress on, but I want to get tattoos and I want to sell box. Yeah, that's the type of time I'm on. I'm on demon time. You can say, all right, well, I did my damn best. I told you what was right, told you what was wrong, try to tell you to get a stable relationship, have kids in wedlock, don't be for the streets, don't put up all type of provocative pictures, definitely don't exchange no money for your box. You got women online like, suck a dick for a stack. Woo, suck a dick for a stack. Seeing that video, I just say, wow. Wonder why he said, if you can do it, because it's a hard if now. It's not even like it's a guaranteed thing. It's not a sure shot. Shaq at the free throw line. They for the streets, and they fight hard to stay in the streets. Young men, watch yourself, man. Young men, watch yourself, build, learn your purpose, stay in your purpose, stay focused. You already know what it is. It's your boy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV, that's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, so we do what we want. We authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.